This is a band-resisted hip thrust. So this is going to be a variation of a hip thrust that we're going to do. And instead of using a barbell or chains, we're going to use a band. So as you can see here, we're in a squat rack, and we've hooked up a band on either end, so there's tension applied at the bottom. And as Peter does the hip thrust here, the band tension is going to increase. So the tension gets higher as the higher he comes up as he performs the exercise here. So it's going to be like a normal hip thrust. His shoulder blades are back on a bench here. In this case, he's using his hands here on the power rack here to support himself. But if you're not doing this in a rack, you can also use dumbbells to anchor the band on either side. So using heavy weights, if you don't have a squat rack, the dumbbells will do. You just want to have some good band tension as you perform this exercise. So, like a normal hip thrust here, Peter's going to brace his anterior core, pushing through his heels to bring his hips up. So we want to engage the hamstrings and glutes without moving through the lower back here. So let's see a few reps here. Comes up, extends the hip using the glutes and hamstrings, squeezing the glutes at the top. Now this one you can do pretty powerfully, all right? So you can really accelerate through this motion, because we want to make sure it's coming from the hips and not moving through the lower back, all right? We want to keep that anterior core braced throughout this exercise. So a fast rep might look like this. There we go, good. Fast lockout coming from the hips and hamstrings here, all right? So just remember here, we want to make sure that's a neutral spinal alignment, so keep the chin in line with the torso throughout this exercise, the head here. So the chin's going to stay tucked, the head moves in congruency with the torso as you perform the exercise. And you should really feel this in the glutes and hamstrings. If you are feeling in your lower back, try to posteriorly tilt your pelvis just a little bit and brace the anterior core to make sure you're doing it from a neutral position and not from a position of excessive anterior pelvic tilt or lumbar hyperextension.